Hi, I'm Christian Guzman, and I approve of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast.
Yes, people, what is good, and welcome back to another episode 102 of the Blazers and Banter podcast. We're changing the name, Josh. Blazers and Banter.
Ah, yes, the new IFBB elite class.
Yes, isn't IFBB? How do they get away with calling themselves the IFBB?
I have no idea, mate. I don't know what the political thing is there. I know someone that will know. I reckon Suki will know why.
So I think Suki's probably the most knowledgeable man in bodybuilding right now.
Oh, mate, he's on everything. He's got his fingers on many pulses. It's wild.
It is pretty mad. Mr. Jack Eagles, he's probably not listening to this, but if he is, thank you for tagging us in the what was it? It's like the fit model division, wasn't it? The men's fit. I just saw that this morning, mate. Like 2 weeks.
You saw it
after
this morning?
Yeah. I was creasing. He's gonna have to join us for that episode, the Blazers and Banter.
Yeah. He's the creator of it.
Yeah, but anyway, mate, how are you this morning after a busy weekend? It was.
I am great. Yesterday was like a mental day catching up on, stuff from over the weekend. But all my boys that competed, they know what their plans are going forwards. And it's just a case of executing now, having your finger on the pulse and making changes whenever you need to make changes.
I like it. But more importantly, mate, what's going on with the hair?
I just thought I'd do it today. I am tempted to run a side parting because my hair is long enough now. But
oh my god,
yeah, I know. This is engagement life, bro.
Yeah, you're there with like the luscious hair, mate. I'm gonna get mine cut shortly. Hence why it's all messy, guys. So I do apologise.
You're going skinhead.
Do you know what? Who was it that said it? Do you know? Have you ever seen Prison Break?
No.
You've never seen Prison Break? Okay, right. Let me just share my screen quickly. Chrome tab. How do I? Why is it not letting me share? We have an issue.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I can show you because that's going to be. Oh no, it's letting me now. That's weird. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can see all
Google.
your search history. Jesus.
Prison.
I didn't realise you're into that. P.
Right, Dominic. So Lincoln Borough.
Oh, it's screen sharing in a really weird way. Like I'm on the screen twice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, I look like if I shave my head, I look like this guy, Lincoln Burrows from Prison Break.
Oh, he's quite cool.
But, mate, I think I'd look like a Russian prisoner. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, he's quite cool.
Nah, I'm not vibing with it, mate. I mean, if you're gonna be bold though, for like you've at least got to be.
Oh my god, there's 1,000 of me on the screen.
Oh my god,
and you.
Oh,
whoa!
Why is it doing that? That's weird. Anyway.
Yeah, that is weird.
Anyway, so obviously it is the first big natural of the show. Big natural show of the year.
It's the first natural show of the year in the UK anyway. Obviously, there's been some overseas, but yeah, first natural show of the year. PCA Naturals. I also had the day before that. It was like my first client show day of the year. The PCA first timers. So yeah, it was a frigging mental weekend.
Yeah, is that the first time you've done back-to-back show days with clients?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think of any other circumstance you would do 2 days in a row.
Yeah,
I've done it as a competitor a few times.
Yeah, it's mad because the PCA, I think they've already done like 8 shows before this, haven't they?
10. They did 8 up until this weekend, and now they're on 11.
I think it is too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we left the show, we obviously went for a Nando's after, but when me and Kez were leaving, the guy that does the mic, I'm pretty sure he owns the PCA.
Are you sure it's not? Thingy sat down on the.
Yeah.
You got the Scottish
quarter
guy,
turn
and then
to your right.
Yeah, so he owns the PCA.
Right. So saw him driving off, and he's got like an an M something BMW, and he was like proper razzing it. I thought, yeah, I bet you're bloody razzing it, mate. You've coined it in this weekend, son.
Yeah, literally. It was a good turnout as well, considering how many shows there's been. But obviously, I feel like with natural shows, because there's less of them, it's always going to have a good turnout, isn't it?
Mate, both days, great turnout. Obviously, better turnout for the natural show. But overall, mate, standard, very, very, very good.
Yeah.
As good as I've seen at a natural show.
Yeah, the junior class that Jack was in was awesome, mate. Like, really, really good.
Should have seen it the day before at the first timers. Any of the 5 could have won. It was very close.
Should we?
There weren't like a huge disparity from 5th to 1st.
Yeah. Should we review the first timer show, or should we review both? Should we just do the naturals? Like,
I think the first timers it's going to be harder to like remember people's names, and obviously there are a lot of enhanced bodybuilders on there. But obviously, just mentioning the first timers now means that we can put the first timers in the title and the thumbnail.
yeah, that's true. So we'll just rinse
In fact,
it.
I'll give a just coaching review of the first timers.
Yeah, go on.
Right, so I had 3 people do the first timers on the Saturday. I had Jack Barnard, Adam Jakubic, and Connor Tordoff-Drew. Connor was up first in Classic Tall. He placed 7th out of 12, I believe. And everyone was absolutely fucking ginormous. Huge. It was wild. You might go, 7th, that's a bit of a shit placing. Nah, honestly, very happy with that. I think if... I've said it quite a lot over the weekend. The PCA is almost like going to a Turkish barber's, as in like they'll get you out, line you up, send you off to the bike, first call out, bum, 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 bum. There's no real moving around.
Yeah.
It's like, right, okay, your hair looks great, right, on to the next.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they very rarely get the winners wrong, but I do think if they've got the top 3 right, then after that they're not too fussed. So yeah, Connor could have placed 5th, he could have placed 7th, he could have not placed at all. It was that tight and competitive. I then had Adam Jakubic competing in first timers men's physique masters. He placed 3rd in that. In my eyes, I had him in 2nd. But Adam had like a bit of an issue with actually contracting his abs on stage. He almost like did like a half semi vacuum in all of his ab shots. So it was a bit like, oh, fucking hell, mate.
Yeah, I saw him still doing that on
just
the
nerves.
naturals day. Yeah, it's just nerves. Do you feel like, I mean, is it just like, do you think it's maybe like a little bit of like a lack of development as well, or?
Nah, his abs are in.
Okay.
And when he's on them, they look mint. It was purely, I think the light was in his eyes. He was shitting himself, and as you would for your first show, and then you start doing things that you've never done before.
Yeah.
You see it all the time, like with people hitting the back shots completely different to how they've done it in practice, and that was the case with Adam, but in his abs things. So I think if he did that differently, he'd have placed 2nd. But again, minor thing. Very, very happy with how he looked, and he's got plenty of other shows to be working towards now.
And then you had Mr. Jack.
Yes, I had Mr. Jack Barnard, who is my freaky junior. 20 years old. He's got one of the best chests I've seen on a men's physique competitor. He's got big old arms, cap delts. He's sick. He's sick. But as hundreds of people have told me over the last few days, his posing's not great. Right? Despite having a posing coach the entirety of his prep, which I'm not going to give a shout out to or throw shade on, his posing wasn't up to scratch. But, again, how do you learn? You get up there, you compete, and you learn through experience. I actually felt a bit sorry for Jack. And I've thought about this more since coming home from the show. Very few people said, well done. It was almost like, you're posing shit. It's like, fucking hell, mate. The kid's 20 years old. If you can't look at that and think, wow, this kid's got crazy potential, then you are either bitter because, he beat someone that you wanted to win, or there's an element of insecurity about you that you know that this kid's going to end up pushing you in months and years to come.
I made sure that I obviously said to him, well done. Like, the first thing I said to him was well done. But I think it's one of those things where he's come into the game now and he's winning straight away. I don't think it's a bad thing, mate, for him to be getting like criticism, because he needs to have that want to get better. If he's only getting, oh, you're amazing, well done, like this and that, like.
But you know, by having a conversation with the kid, you'll see how hungry he is. There's no conversation when he's coming off stage and people's going, you're posing shit, this needs to be done different. It's like, come on, say well done, pat the kid on the back. He's 20 years old, he's a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
No, 100% I agree. But like equally though, like when I was speaking to him about his posing and whatnot, he was just like, yeah. Like, I want to be better. I want to be better. You know, I want to get better. He's hungry for it, that's for sure.
Yeah. But, you know, I remember this happening when Campbell won 2023. He does well, and then it's like the older people, the people that like this Campbell would essentially be coming for in years to come, were coming out with all the flaws and faults in his physique. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the fact that we have got this phenom within the natural game that's only going to make bring more eyes to natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I'd say it. You know, if there's a teen, if there's a junior, if there's a first timer that comes out, does really well, say fucking well done. Don't go, this is shit, that needs to be better. Just keep it to yourself. Yeah. Anyone with eyes can see his posing needs to be better.
I mean, okay, so on show day, this is the thing. It's on show day. You need to give him that criticism before he goes up to the fucking overall, before he goes on for his next class. Like,
yeah, but that's fine tuning. And again, it's all about who does that. Like, I trust Kez to go, right, do this differently with your posing. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously me being his coach, and you know, you're my mate. I wouldn't expect you to be fucking throwing shade on one of my clients for the sake of it. You want him to do well, so you offer help. You don't just go, that was shit, and then walk off and you know. You know, there's different ways of going about it. I'm not criticising you or Kez in any way. I'm more like, you know, the wider audience of, if you've got a negative thing to say about a 20-year-old that's won his first 2 shows, you need to have a word with yourself.
Yeah, like throwing shade on like the PCA like highlight videos or anything like that, you know, like that's completely unnecessary, you know.
Yeah, completely unnecessary.
Jack, mate, your posing could be better, bro, but I wish I had your chest.
Yeah, literally. Not a single person has said to me, oh, it should be bigger, it should be leaner. The bits that, you know, really matter the most in bodybuilding, nailed.
Yeah. What was his training like before he was working with you, and how long has he been working with you for?
I've been working with him a little over a year. Training weren't awful. For chest, it was extremely high volume. Back, it was extremely inaccurate training. So it was just kind of, you know, fine-tune training, make it more accurate, make it more optimal, bro. And then get his physique ready to actually go on prep.
Yeah, he could.
So, you know, like standardising what his food looks like on a daily basis, running a bit of an off-season, pushing body weight up to heights that it's never been to, in better composition. I'll probably drop his transformation in the next few weeks because it is pretty crazy. But again, you know, I suppose people don't know this because they don't know the kid. He's so hungry. He's so keen to learn. And I've seen that from day one. You know, I followed him on Instagram really weirdly, probably for nearly 3 years, because I've always thought he's got potential.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting there with him. He's, he's just fucking sick. He's so good.
He's still got another, what, when's he going to be 21? Do you know?
I'll find out.
He's got another 2.5 years in the juniors, you know? So he's going to be doing another, I assume he'll be doing another season in the juniors.
Yeah. I think we're going to do a 2-year off season. And then
run it up for his last year in his 23s.
Yeah. 26th of the 6th. It's his birthday next month.
Oh.
Fucking 2004. That's terrifying.
Oh, God. Yeah, that is
terrifying.
Oh,
But yeah. So 2-year off season, come back for his final year in the juniors.
would you even want him to do juniors, or would you just go full send like open and just get him to fucking?
Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
he can do
He's
do
gonna
what
have
he
the
wants
muscle to do it,
essentially.
100%.
But if you are a junior, so I made this mistake, and I don't know if it was a mistake at the time. But my first year of competing, I did 3 shows. 2 of them was in open, 1 was in juniors. So I was second to last year of juniors, and I was like, right, I'm gonna put myself up against open guys because ultimately that's what I'm going to be competing against in a few years.
Yeah.
And being stood next to people that were a lot bigger than me did make me think, right, I've got to improve on this, got to improve on that, whatever. But if you're a really good junior, right, you win the juniors, you're then going to be stood next to the best of the open in the overall.
Yeah.
So if there's any weaknesses or if there's any areas that you want to improve on, you're going to get that opportunity to be compared because you're going to end up in the overall with the best of the best.
Yeah, I guess may as well have every chance to get to those final overalls and then get compared to those guys, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, excited to see it, but yeah, all the boys smashed it, and it's just it was a fucking good show, like a really really good show, and the standard as well of each and every single class winner was like pretty mad. To be fair, even like watching some of the bikini as well, like some of the bikini girls were insane.
I really struggle with bikini. I sometimes they come out and I'm like, that person's won, and then others it's like I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, but I do know like PCA go for like more conditioned bikini girls, and then other federations don't. You know.
No, but then this is part of it, isn't it? It's like, you know, what are they going to end up going for today? I'll tell you one class, mate. I've never got one right yet, and that's wellness. You know, you sit there judging, you're like, oh, that person's got fantastic, you know, really good amount of muscle, you know, reasonably conditioned, and then they'll give it to someone that's completely smoothed over from the waist down. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand. How do you judge someone in a blazer? That's the next level. Yeah, the shoulder, the corners are really, no creases on this suit. I'm loving the colour, you know? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right. Should I bring up the PCA's Instagram? Should we go through some photos?
Yeah, I've just done it on my computer so we can have a look. So I can see it as well.
Share screen, Chrome tab. Right.
I'm going to say this now, whilst we're early on in the podcast still. The overall standard of competitors was better at the PCA Naturals than it has been at any PCA show this year. Certain.
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
Conditioning
I've got
brought by everyone in the top, like anyone that placed top 3, in some classes top 5, were absolutely skinned. And I'm yet to see that in any enhanced PCA show.
What should I bring up in order to... You can see my screen, can't you? I don't know where to go, mate, because there's just so much stuff.
There is. There's absolutely
should we
loads.
go over the bodybuilding?
Because there was some standout bodybuilders. If you go all the way, right, you are now at the start of the day.
Yeah.
So obviously there was a disability class that was won by a chap that does quite a lot of UK FBA shows. What is his name? I think it's Ed. Him on your right hand side there, in the shorts.
Yes, etiquette.
Yeah, he does loads of PCA, PMBA, IMBA, UK FBA shows. So fair play to him. I think he was the only one in his class. So nice easy dub for Ed. Next up, we had First Timers Bodybuilding, and the guy that won that was absolutely skinned. That's juniors.
First
Go
Timers
on to the
Bodybuilding.
right. Him. Number 5. He was absolutely diced.
Jesus.
Wild. Yeah, so fair play to Mr. Robbie Smith for your conditioning. Oof.
Yeah, peeled. Jesus.
Peeled.
How many was in his class?
Peeled. Oh God, 7 or 8. Go on the juniors. I've got a story to tell you for the juniors. So, was it juniors or was it first timers? Oh, it was first timers. Sorry, go back on the one lower. That one. I think it's this. Yeah. Right. So, can you see the his competitor number 4, black
Here.
lad with gold. No. Yeah, hang on. Him. So
Yeah.
the most awkward watch of the day was when they were reading out who'd placed, who'd got invites, yada yada yada. I think they gave invites to the top 5,
Right.
and so they did obviously 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. When they read out 2nd, number 4 dropped to the floor and was like, visibly emotional. He then got to his feet, started walking towards the first place trophy, and everyone were just like, oh no, he thinks he's won. And the guy in the mic was like, oh, can all competitors go to the back of the stage? And then they read out someone else, and he just kind of stood there like, oh shit, I didn't win. Nor did I place at all. So yeah, mate, extremely awkward watch.
How did he? I mean, I get it. Like, you're probably not thinking straight. You're up on stage, but how do you get that wrong? And I get it. It's probably
if you've not been
be loud because it'd be quiet. The crowd be quiet as they do the awards.
Yeah. Look, if you've not been to a show before, you might not understand fully how first call-outs work, how second call-outs work. All that kind of stuff. You might not even been aware of how many people's in his class. He might have thought everyone had, already been awarded their placing, and that he didn't realise that some people just don't place. But mate, so awkward. Very much felt for the lad. We had juniors after that. Juniors was won by Reese's client, Jacob Fairhurst.
Yeah, Fairhurst. I think it is.
Very, very, very good from the front.
Yeah,
Look
ridiculous.
at that.
22
Wicked.
years old to have that much muscle.
Yeah. Oh, mate, side shot as well. Just crazy. But that number 9 guy, if you go one to the right, he did push him. He was very big, as in like, I think he's about 6'3", and his presence on stage, he did very good junior. I think he was German. He looks German, doesn't he?
He looks German.
And his music choice was awful. Jonas Roth. Yeah, his music choice, it was like Rammstein or something. It was wild.
Oh, love it. Yeah, and then we had, obviously, Jacob.
But yeah, Jacob, epic. So easy win almost.
Jacob's competed before. I think this is his second season, I think. But
yes,
if you watched him on stage as well, when they were doing the comparisons, he was always the first one into the pose and the last one out as well. Like, as soon as they called the poses, he was just fucking on it.
Were you there?
Yeah. No. Sorry. No. I saw him in the overall. That's what I saw him in. So yeah, just watching him go through that overall. Yeah, obviously because you stayed there till the end of the day. Yeah. As soon as they made those calls, he was always the first one in the pose, and like that makes like a big difference as well. Because if you're the last one into the fucking pose and you're not displaying your physique for a long enough time, like ultimately, if you're the first one in the pose, who's the judges going to look at first? You.
Yeah.
Because they're going to draw comparisons between you and everyone else. So yeah, he was mint.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very good.
Right. Moving on. Oh, we got AJ's boy. So this is the novice bodybuilding.
Yeah, won by a guy that was absolutely fucking huge. Yeah, just like a big ball of muscle. Him.
Yeah.
Loads of like imbalances in his physique. Like areas that are absolutely huge and then areas that aren't as big. Not the prettiest look in my eyes, but just so much mass.
Yeah, yeah. There's you can see there's like an imbalance in the legs. It's just like he's not like the prettiest put together physique, but I guess it's kind of like a bit like Nick Walker. You know, if it's like just the most muscle on stage by a large margin, it's hard to argue with that, isn't it? Sometimes, and he's conditioned.
Oh, again, there were another awkward moment in this class, mate, where so the guy that won, and then obviously AJ's client are both called Sandro, and
oh no.
Yeah, I know. So they were both stood there as like the top two, and then they said, "Oh, AJ's client second, him as the winner," and then there was like, "Oh, actually, there's been an error. AJ's client came third," and that to do this like awkward exchange of medals. Oh, mate, was an awkward watch.
So this is a guy who came second.
This guy was wicked. Yeah. This guy was sick.
But he's just smaller, isn't he? He's just smaller in height, smaller in muscle mass.
Good legs.
What did you think? Would you have had this guy?
What, as winning or as second? It could have gone either way between Sandro and this chap. You know, look at his back. It's nowhere near as good as what Sandro's is. But you know, hammies, calves, glutes, quads. Yeah,
this is AJ's boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Peeled.
Gosh, you were absolutely diced.
Where's he from again? Is he from Germany? No, is he from Netherlands?
No, I think he's German, mate. I'd say one thing about him: his tan doesn't look great. I don't know if his skin prep were off, or if he's tanned himself.
I think he's tanned himself. It's very blotchy and it's quite distracting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway, moving on.
Skip to Physique. Was it the classic?
Classic, yeah. Big old classes in classic. The guy that won classic short ended up winning the overall. He was absolutely awesome.
Asian guy.
Yeah.
Sick. Right, let's have a look at the top two. Here he is.
This guy is wild. Young guy.
So was it you that told me that he's competed against Julian?
No, I've not. I think this is his first time, isn't it?
No. He's competed against so Kez no, it's Kez told me. He's competed against Julian and Julian beat him.
Wild.
According to Kez. Yeah.
Right.
He competed in bodybuilding and now he's moved over to classic.
He's classic through and through, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think if there was one criticism, and I said this to Stewie, his coach, it just needs to be a little bit leaner. For me.
Yeah, just a touch.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just like a little bit more separation in the quads, just a little bit, a little bit in the glutes.
Yeah,
but,
he's got shitloads of muscle. He can push a little bit harder and sacrifice a few ounces here and there.
Yeah.
I love a freaky set of hammies and glutes. I know, even though it's classic, and you can make the argument of you don't need to be as conditioned. This guy was good.
Yeah.
Very lean.
Yeah.
Very lean indeed.
Right, moving on. Should we get to the proper bodybuilders? The real bodybuilders. Is there anyone else that stood out to you?
Oh, mate. Big Mitch. Get me Leon Mitchell up. What a guy. So this guy's a WNBF pro. When I won my pro card at the British, Leon also won his there. So I've got a lovely overall picture with me and him on, and he makes me look like an infant baby.
He needs to switch his glutes on.
He's a weird one, that, isn't it? He's normally got like a real tight ass.
Because he's fucking peeled and he's dense and the condition's there, but he's just not switching his glutes on. I mean, he's a WNBF pro, so, I can critique him. He just needs to switch him on.
Yeah. It's all about how you hit your back shot. You either do it with your glutes tucked and potentially run the risk of making your lats look a little bit narrower.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
Yeah, he were mega.
here we go.
Here we go.
Wrong one. Here we go.
You froze on my end, mate. I can't see what.
Can you not see now?
As in, like, you froze on some kind of bikini girl or whatever.
Okay. Let me stop sharing quickly. Are we back?
Are you sharing again?
Cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna reset it, mate.
Okay, mate.
Right. Can you see it again now?
Yeah. So,
Beautiful. There he is.
men's physique, junior men's physique. There's my boy Jack with his amazing posing. Great class. Top 3 all were champs.
Yeah.
The guy that came fourth, he was very good. It just needs to be bigger. But
Yeah.
easy fix that one in it when it's a junior. But yeah, very good class. Very good class. I think the guy that came third, I think he's recently won a PCA show. This guy, William Bartlett. Lovely posing, lovely flow throughout his pose. Yeah.
Wicked stage presence, confidence.
Very good.
Do you want to know how to pose as a
Very
junior?
good.
Or just pose in general? This.
Yeah. I should send this reel to Jack and just be like, just copy this guy. Just do what this guy's doing, and then no one can say anything, bro.
Hair as well.
Yeah, very impressive physique, William. If you continue to stay natty, I have no doubt that you will be up there in the next few years, mate. So stick at it. Sam Breen, this is one of Reese. Well, he's Reese's client. Yeah, absolutely diced. Absolutely diced. This kid's 19 as well.
Mad. Looks like American Psycho. You can always be skinnier, look better. Christian, no, not Christian Bale. What's he called? Yeah, very good.
Patrick Bateman.
That's it. You only just watched that the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched that with Kez on Saturday night. On date night.
Sam,
very. Fucking Kez's. Kez knew like every single word, every single song that was played. It was, and he kept like looking over at me. It was very cute. He kept like looking over at me almost for like approval of the film. I was like,
yeah.
You know when you recommend something to your mate and you're like, yeah, you like it, don't you? Yeah, I like it, bro.
Love it. Yeah, he was wicked.
Yeah,
very good look. Men's physique through and through.
Well, actually, he's doing team bodybuilding this weekend at the UK DFBA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Reece showed me a few photos of him. His glutes are fucking peeled. I think his lower body's leaner than his upper.
Mad.
And there's nothing wrong with his upper at all.
No.
I
think it's good to try out 2 different classes.
Yeah. Right, next up, big Jackie boy. So I'm just gonna say this right now. Jack got told by his posing coach that when you get to the front, you basically go through each pose as if you're doing your comparisons. So there's a distinct lack of flow because he thought he was just doing quarter turns.
Just crazy,
but mate, he's absolutely huge.
It's easy to ignore some posing discrepancies, like when you look as good as he does. But posing can fucking knock you right down. We've seen it time and time again, haven't we?
Yeah. I always think, when I think about posing, I think about the guy that, the UK DFBA MBW Classic last year when Brad Coxedge won, and there was that black lad. What was he called? Can't remember, but it was like really? Hitting bodybuilding shots in his eye walk, and it was just all over the place.
Yeah, but yes,
I think he'd have done loads better if he'd have not posed like that. Yeah, and then on to Masters, which was pretty damn good, pretty damn stacked.
I think we knew. So one of your boys was in this as well.
I had two
And
boys
two
in it.
boys,
So I had
what
Adam,
about?
who is in blue there, and then I've got Danny Stanton, who's in purple and black just there. Danny didn't place, but we've got another show this weekend at the FitX. Adam placed fourth. I think it was a bit of a time cost between fourth and third on this particular showing. The guy that won his class, number 71, not him, him. Prince.
Primark shorts.
Prince is absolutely brilliant. Look at that midsection.
Just
unreal
smooth as well.
Yeah. When we got to the venue, I saw him walking in, and I thought, oh fuck, I hope he's here to watch. Because if he's in Masters, then he's going to end up ruining Adam's day and Danny's.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just brilliant. Any kind of Masters show coming up over the next few weeks, if Prince is doing it, I think Prince is winning it. He's very, very, very good. Look at that.
Just so
wild.
So symmetrical. Like perfectly symmetrical, you know.
The man is that good, he doesn't even wear board shorts. That's how good he is.
He woke up on the Sunday morning and he's just wearing his lounging shorts, you know, just chilling out, watching a bit of, you know, I don't know, Netflix in the morning. He's like, do you know what? I'm gonna go fucking compete today. And he rocked up and just, you know,
rang up Ryan Alexander. Got any shows on, bro? Yeah, coming down. Yeah, he's sick.
It's like, fuck, I ain't got board shorts. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, bro. There's Primark around the corner, bro. Yeah. I'm just gonna get myself some blue shorts. Blue does win shows.
It does.
They say.
That's all that matters. Right, big class.
Big class men's physique short. What was there, 15 in this?
Yeah, it was 14 lads. Pretty stacked. Look at them all fighting. Just fucking having it out with each other, aren't they?
Go on. The guy that won this was Miles. What was he called? Miles Reps? Miles?
Yeah, I think that's the name of his Instagram. I don't know if that's his actual name. Miles Astle. Yeah. Very,
very, very, very good. Miles then also went on to win the overall. It was very close. I think whoever was going to win the short class was going to win the overall, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
It was between Miles and Jack. Can you get Jack's reel up?
Where is he?
Where is Jack? Not that Jack.
Jack.
Tompkins. There you go. Left. Jack Tompkins. It was between Miles and Jack in the short class. I think on another day, Jack would have had it. There were a couple of shots where they were really quite bunched together, and Jack didn't open his back up like he can here. I think that may have hurt him a little bit, but from the front, Jack's abs are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like Prince. Like Prince is not like the biggest guy on stage. Jack is not the biggest guy on stage. But when everything is like perfectly balanced, and obviously abs are just in, that takes you a long way.
Yeah, it does. It does. His posing's very good as well. You know, like it's very clean. He's very, very comfortable in each pose. And again, I think that just makes you more drawn towards a physique. But yeah, another day, Jack would have won that class and then gone and took the overall. But Sunday, it was Miles' day, and fair play to Miles. He's very, very good. I hope he stays natural, because again, it's one of them that you look at and you go, big future in the game. If he in the natural game, if he sticks at it, but you never know.
Yeah. And then we had Will's boy, Mr. Andreas.
Oh yeah, of course.
Coming third, first ever show. Shitloads of muscle.
Fair play, mate. Fair play. So that's your client's client.
Yes. Yeah,
that's
just
brilliant.
He's got every bit of muscle that he needs. It's just posing, really.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I'd say that there's a noticeable mention in there as well for the chap that plays fifth. Go down. I'm not going to mention the guy that came fourth. I don't want you to bring him up on the screen either because he's not worth a shout out. I'll tell you why in a bit. Cool. James Cantoni, listener of the podcast, competed both Saturday and Sunday and put a very, very impressive look on the stage both days. I think if there's one thing that could just be improved, and you could almost see it there, it's just sitting on his abs throughout the shots. You were almost like half semi-vacuuming in like, you know, front shots where you really need to be on your abs and showing that detail. But as for potential, his potential's huge. I think he looks like a less polished Brad Coxedge in a really nice way. Yeah, you know, he's got that really handsome look, beautiful physique. It just needs polishing.
Yeah, is this his first ever show?
This is his second ever show because he did the show the day before.
Okay, so in that regard then, second ever show, you can tell like adrenaline is just pumping. He's just rushing through his poses a little bit. And like he's actually got a sick back. Like, you know, watch this. Bosh. Like a really, really good back. He's just posing his rear relax shot. Like it's just not highlighting that. You know, so I think some work on his rear relax shot, slowing down the posing a little bit, getting on the abs, and he could display himself a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Sweet.
But James, well done, mate. We know you're listening. Medium, go down. Go down. There. Push. So, very good class. This is Joel. Joel won. Joel is very good. Shock if he's won.
Hang on. Yeah. Here we go.
So, there was obviously Joel that won. There was Reese's client. What's he called? Is it Sandeep, this guy? 88? Yeah, Sandeep.
Peeled.
Absolutely skinned. Bosh. Very good look. Very good aesthetic. Do you know, people like Sandeep, they impress me even more because he's a GP.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's done this whilst being a GP. And had a real pop-off a few years ago, saying that bodybuilding was easy. Because it is easy in comparison to, you know, doing like a job in the emergency services, being a doctor, being a nurse, whatever. This guy does both, you know, doctor and men's physique competitor. So, Sandeep, mate, you have all the respect in the world from me, and well done for your placing. And sure,
if anyone says they're struggling with prep,
in the near future,
try and be a doctor.
Whilst on prep.
Cool. Right, first place.
So Joel won. Sandeep second. Can't remember who came. Was it? Was it the WMBF Pro Boy? This chap, Sebastian. So I believe Sebastian is a WMBF Pro. I feel a little bit sorry. I don't know if Sebastian's going to listen. So I think the lesson in this is look at what Sebastian's done over the last 12 months and ask yourself whether his physique would have benefited from having a bit of time off. I saw Sebastian compete in Boston and he looked phenomenal. He looked absolutely epic. Saw him, you know, he did the British. He's done loads of shows, right? Would his physique benefit more from having time away from the stage now? Having seen him here, I would argue yes. His physique hasn't improved. He's natural. It's not going to improve if you don't do an off season, and his conditioning is way worse than what I've seen it be. So, Sebastian, if you are listening to this, well done for getting on stage again, and fair play for running back-to-back preps. But mate, you've got to grow, you've got to recover, and actually focus on the bodybuilding aspect rather than the competing. And again, for any and all listeners, just prioritize physique development more than anything in this game. yes, obviously it's great to compete, but you've got to give yourself time in between competing and shows.
Yeah, you ain't got the hormones and whatnot to support you long term. Just being skinned all the fucking time, boys. Eventually, your physique's just gonna fade. You know. So,
Yeah.
time out.
You know, fair play on getting third, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely
final
right.
class.
Final
we have
physique
got
class.
The tool. Have they got a video for that? Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Yeah.
So this was an interesting.
Bloody hell,
class.
they
This was
were
probably one of
tall.
the hardest ones. This is probably one of the hardest ones of the day to actually judge, in my opinion.
Yeah. The top three, it could have gone in any order. And I think like you, me and Kez were sat together and we all came out with different orders of who'd won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go to third place. Well, fourth place.
He came fourth, yeah. Mate, still
Peeled.
very good. Legs need to be way bigger.
Yeah, just needs more muscle. Not easy as a tall boy, but
Obviously going to be harder when you are tall. He was probably, around that 6'2" range.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Then we got third, Jordan Mack. So he was probably the biggest guy on stage overall.
Yeah, but most muscular.
Yeah, most muscular on stage, but just lacking just a little bit of condition, and that's what he got pipped on.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think he was very balanced, like front to back. No real weakness. He just needed to be leaner.
Yeah.
Then this is
Then we have
George Dawn.
George Dawn, second. Peeled, very, very long torso.
Tom, go on his profile. Coach Alexander Crump has tagged him in the comments. Just see where he's from.
Hungary, I think.
I knew I recognised him. Look, he's got Johnny on.
Overall.
Yeah, I'd say he's Hungarian. He's hungry. Give the boy a meal. Look at that. Go on, Johnny lad.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to find it again now. Oh no.
Shit.
Right,
oh no.
Let's get this wrapped up.
There we go.
So yeah, very, very good. Condition was fantastic. What do you think he could have done with, mate?
More muscle, I'd say. I think if he could pose his abs differently, it's like his abs were almost like sucking rather than crunching.
Yeah.
His legs are wild as well. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? It's not quite like shortening his abs. He's almost like sucking them down into his crotch area, which is impressive in its own unique way. But yeah, more muscle.
And then final guy of the day for physique
was Giorgio from Italia. He's from Rome. He had
front shot,
a
he had that
following
wow factor.
Yeah. Again, posing was pretty crap. But then he hit a few shots and you was like, oh my God. Like, when he won, he hit a front shot and put both of his hands on his waist. And it just looked freaky. Having that he basically covered 2/3 of his waist with his hands. And then his shoulders is, there you go. There. That. Ridiculous. But yeah, other than that, his posing really weren't great. From the rear, could have posed a lot better. Ended up taking a lot of his thickness and density just from how he was stood. I think his biggest weakness is just overall balance. His front is so good, and then his back doesn't quite match his front. Yeah. I think his legs could be bigger as well, just to fill his board shorts a bit more.
Yeah. If his legs were bigger, his waist is going to look even smaller, which would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Terrifying stuff.
A very good day it was, and obviously, as you can see, overall winner. Right? Well, no, that's class winner, and then he went on to take the overall dub for the day as well.
He
Lovely.
didn't.
No, he didn't. What about? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Miles did.
Miles. Yeah, what about? Jesus.
Yeah, mate.
Right.
Good day, good weekend overall. I've not got anyone competing at the UK DFBA this weekend, so I will not be there. Tom, will you be there?
I'm an R-ing because I've just got, I've done a lot of traveling recently. So if I'm going to get down there and actually get to the show, because I do want to like provide some content and some actual, in their experience for the podcast next week, then I'm going to try and get down there. But we will see. We will see, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose if we do a show review of it, we could just have someone on, get someone to come on that was there. Maybe Kez.
Yeah. To be fair, Kez is going to be there, so we could get him on and get his 2 cents on it. Just let him do legwork, We'll just sit back and just enjoy the spoils.
He can put some miles on his car.
Yeah, but no, cool. Well, the show reviews are back. Should we wrap it there, mate?
Yeah, mate. If you've got to get off, mate, you get off, mate.
I've got a haircut, so as you can see, mate, I'm looking awful. Lovely stuff.
Fair play.
Right, people. So, thank you very much for listening to episode number 102 of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. If you enjoyed, then obviously subscribe, because we're going to be covering pretty much all shows for this year. So, if you want to stay in the loop, then you know where to come back to. And other than that, Josh, you got anything to say?
Nope. Stay natty, sisters.
Sweet as. Right then, people. Love you lots. Subscribe. Catch you in a bit. And have a good one.
Bye.